going to do an audit again on Instagram. Of course, audit can be done on any social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or even LinkedIn. Today's platform that I'm going to talk about is Instagram. Of course, a very detailed audit will pick out 10, 20 things about an Instagram profile. But today we're just going to talk about 5 things. And if you are a financial advisor, planner, insurance agent, this would be very applicable for you because my case studies today are insurance and financial advisors. Let's dive into it. Here is the first profile that I found on Instagram, and one of the key things that I really like is her introduction. All right, so what about the introduction was good? Number one, there is wealth in the name, and that helps me to understand that, oh, okay, it's either a wealth planner or she's going to talk something about wealth on her page, her social media account. And her description is really good because it's telling you what is it in for you. She's going to share financial tips. So if you want financial tips, of course, you could follow her. That's a bit of inference, but I think this is well done compared to many other profiles that I'm going to just quickly open to let you see and compare. I think this is also good because she's saying what she does. She helps families to grow and protect their wealth. Number 2, I really like it that she has a testimonial IG highlight. Okay, that testimonial is very important because that is really what other people is saying about you. And that helps to people to resonate with you better as well. All right. A lot of my courses, I have clients where I tell them, or participants when I ask them, what made you sign up for our workshop? What made you sign up for the workshop with us? And one of the reasons is that they read our testimonials or testimonials we received from participants, and they think that it is genuine and they really like and trust the testimonial. Okay, so bio description, well done. Highlight, I think there can be more, but I really like it that there is testimonials here. And testimonials, if anything, I think it's one very important point. But just remember, we talked about marketing frameworks before, and testimonials are typically used to help people to consider you, meaning that they must first get to know you, awareness of you, get interested in you. And building the desire is usually using testimonial content. So this will probably be better if you have something else to help people to be aware of what you do, what you can do, be interested as well, right? Maybe myths, right? Answering wealth myths, something like that. That would be really interesting if that's me looking through insurance agent profiles or just Instagram and finding this kind of content. It's worth a follow if these are taught through really well. The other thing I really want to comment is a link tree. So link tree, if when used right, can be very powerful. So let me briefly talk about link tree. Link tree is what we call a landing page of links. This helps you in your social media posts to have call to actions. You can say my link is in bio. You can log into link tree, update the link, just prioritize the links as well. So you can see that her links are very well done. Okay, 30 minutes review, and book your discussion slot. There's a call to action, very straightforward, very clear. You can download a business card, education planning for children, will planning, right? It's a free article, no obligations on your part, really. So this is really well done. Okay, I must say that her landing page of links is very well done. And you can see here that she has Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and email. Of course, I have not taken a look at the other social media platforms, but I think it's really good, very clean on how she did this entire navigation here. Okay. Now, let's go back to her profile. So I talked about bio descriptions, her link tree, her IG highlights, what's good, what could have been improved for her IG highlights as well. Okay, number 2, or rather number 4, let's look at let's look at the overall content that we have here right now. I talk a bit about this quite in all my videos rather, or quite a bit in my videos. It is very important to have a color theme, okay? So what do I mean by color theme? Okay, some people will feel that, hey, it's very boring if every time I'm using yellow, every time I'm using red, every time I'm using blue. So sure, for sure, but maybe you can come up with some frameworks and color. So when people see it, they can resonate that, hey, this might be a post from Sky Teacher Agency. And when they click through, they'll be like, yeah, it is really Sky Teacher Agency's content. And they have learned to recognize not only colors from you, but the font types that you choose, the design treatments, the editing treatment and format as well. Okay, that is the important thing when we talk about brand recognition, brand positioning, when people can recognize your brand. Okay, of course, I highly recommend in your post to always add your brand logo. So if you're tied to a certain what do you call agency together, right? It's best to use the logo so that they know who you represent, and that builds your agency's brand as well. Okay, and that is very important. So if you ask me, I would, if I am the agency, say manager or the director of the agency, right? I would design like 8, 12 templates and share them with my financial agents. And I would actually kind of equip them on structure, right? If you thinking all the time or you run out of all the ideas all the time, I would brainstorm together with you, or I would hire someone, a coach, right, or a trainer to brainstorm about 8 to 12 content pillars so that everyone don't like use the same content pillars, right? So let me open up this what I call a content pillar for you today. And of course, this is not specific to an insurance industry, but it is, for some, it is quite testimonials. You can use them. You can ask people to choose A, B, C, or D. You know, people like to do and talk about rich dad, poor dad, this or that. Frequently asked questions, I wouldn't say that you can kind of, or you are very boring if you do FAQs, right? Because these are things that people are asking about anyways, and you need to answer them with your social media accounts, okay? Comparison, if there is a way to compare product services, okay, and some maybe financial wealth planning tools in your industry, if you're willing to share, I think that is very value added. Okay, and Ask Me Anything is very unique to you as well, because people can ask you anything. So these are what we call content pillars and content frameworks, right, for you to think about. Of course, usually when you have an idea, your content frameworks, you can look at it every 3 to 6 months to kind of like switch out a few, 1 to 2, 3 of them, so that you kind of like have new things on your feed every quarter. Okay, so what I would say to be improved really is the color theme. Number 2 would be content pillars, having content pillars. Someone had a post, I think I found it through hashtags, which I would like to show you. Okay, this one, testimonials, very important. How do you present these testimonials? And I think the most important thing is that you tag your clients. People can click very quickly and look through your client's social media profile, right? Because when you tag, they receive a notification as well. So that adds a little bit more validity to your testimonials, okay? So think about testimonials. If I'm not wrong, Joanne has quite good content, testimonials, but I would suggest that there will be some content a little bit more relevant to Singapore audience, okay? It is a lot about stocks, but I really like this probably like a year ago. So she's not posting very often as well. How often should you be posting? My suggestion is at least 2 times a week, okay? And build up. If the best you can do is 1 time a week right now, for sure, get started with once a week. Same thing, color theme. If all the testimonials were in a similar theme, I think it'd be very recognizable. I would always, if I am a financial consultant, I would always at the agency I'm with, whatever their branding is, right? If I'm with Submit Planners, I will use Submit Planners. Say Maximus, or whatever your agency's name, okay? APX Financial, Dun and Partners, is it? DAP, right? Whatever agency I'm with, I would put the branding. Okay, I'll put the branding on my post. That helps to build the branding of your parent agency that you are with, right? So that's very important. Next, there should be a balance of Zoom kind of content, if possible. I think if you can kind of have some form of a thematic, like for example, every time I'm talking about, say, a friendship that I had or client testimonial that I have, it's always in a certain format. I can choose to change the color, but I would start off with a color theme, a consistent color theme first before broadening my color palettes. Okay. Secondly, I like this a lot. This is like a giveaway, if I'm not wrong. And this is tied to Valentine's Day. Okay, the thing about giveaways is this. Sometimes I'm a little bit more careful, especially if it's a campaign with my clients and they're giving away things that people will definitely be attracted to. Sometimes we ask for the giveaway to be a little bit more relevant to the industry. For example, for me, if I'm doing courses, I can give a 50% discount on my courses, right, as a giveaway. I can give a 100% free, a free ticket to my webinar or my course. Something relevant to your industry would give more validity to the people that you are attracting. Although some consistency is required when you're trying to do a giveaway, because if you do it like once a year, maybe there's lesser incentive for people to follow you. But if you build the momentum of it, then people can expect these things from you as they follow you and they will take part as well. Okay, let's go back to Nicole's profile. This is one of the posts that I really like. I mean, in terms of visuals. Okay, so Nicole's perception or something. I can't see it. Let me move my perspective. Okay, Nicole's perspective, keeping family wealth intact. So if you have a tagline, you have like a watermark, a signature, you can always add it into your post as well. 8 financial tips for 35 and below. So this is very specific as well. So I really like how she's putting this content together and how she's inverting the colors as well. Gold, white, okay, keeping the entire theme. But I would, for my entire feed, do a similar color theme as well, rather than just one post in that color theme. But of course, Chinese New Year, you want to do red, that's fine. Color theme, very important. Another thing I want to leave you, which is the 5th point I'm going to talk about today, is hashtags. I always talk about hashtags, partly because hashtags are so important for awareness and growth. Right? If people can discover your content, if your content is good organically and it is being featured on what we call explore pages, which is we call that a search icon. We call on Instagram, it's called explore pages, where your contents are featured. Okay, this is a hashtag that I always monitor. I'm following, as you can see this. So Insurance SG has 4,538 posts. Although I always recommend my financial advisor to always use this hashtag, I just want you to understand that if you use a lot and primary focus is just financial topics and you use these hashtags, who are you attracting? If you are an agency trying to attract agents to you, that's fine. But if you are, say, a financial planner, what you want to do is you want to broaden who you are attracting. So say, for example, okay, this is financial planning, Valentine's Day, summit planning cluster. So only 3 hashtags. I recommend for you to use at least 8 to 10, okay, minimally. A lot of big accounts like to use very little to no hashtags, 0 to 3. That is because they have grown so much. There's so many followers that organically their content works, number 1. Number 2, it is very easy for them to rank on explore pages. So let's look at the hashtags that Nicole is using here. And let's see what... Okay, so she herself as well here, but the perspective is spelled differently. Okay, I have other things to say about that. Maybe the username was taken, but maybe let me just open it. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, these are hashtags that maybe we might not understand, but it means something. SG adulting is fine. It's a little bit generic. SG finance, it's okay, but people who are interested in financial topics are who? Okay, so all these are a bit broad. The last, Singapore is also a bit broad. So SG finance is still quite okay. SG adulting, I would say finance SG as well, or a little bit more. So if I were to click through on this hashtag called financial planning, I would believe that it is quite huge. Okay, so 1.2 million is huge. And the question is, who is following this hashtag? Because what you want to do is you want to appear on hashtags that people are following as well, hopefully Singaporeans of your target audience, whether it's age group or demographics. Currently, this page is also not available, so I'm not sure why she tagged this. Maybe she renamed it recently to Wealth, which makes a lot more sense. Okay, a lot more sense. So that's the key thing to Instagram profiles, because when you rename your username, all the previous tags will be invalid. So just be very careful of that as well, which is why it's very important when you first start on Instagram that you get a name that you can stick through for quite a bit. Okay, this kind of mathematical formulas are very good as well, because most of us would work for at least about 30 years. Maybe most of us don't really want to work for 40 years, but if you started out working at 20 years and you retire at 60, it's about 40 years. So 300 for 40 years is 1 million. And I think this doesn't take into account the compound interest that you'll be getting. But these are very good, simple content. But I would design a better framework that it's her theme, her color that represents her. That would be about personal branding really. In my next audit, maybe I can focus a little bit more about personal branding if all of you are interested as you watch this video. All right. Any questions about this audit or what you can do to improve, or you have an Instagram profile that you have been posting to, and you like us to give a 5 overarching things that you can improve on, let me know. But I hope that these 5 things here today helps you. I think this username is definitely much better. Okay, Nicole and Wealth, right? X is like a collaboration thing that we use a lot in the industry right now for a few years already. Some people might not understand it, but I think it's good. And I just think that you have to tell people what is it in for them, what you do as well. It helps that she's a mom. I think she can relate to people who are mothers, or people who are new moms or moms might relate to her just because of this. Okay, so that's very important. The other thing I've already mentioned that she did very well for her bio link. So good case study. This is good, but I would talk about other things as well, not just testimonials on my IG highlights. Color theme, I talked about it. Hashtag was okay, but I think can be improved. And always think about your content. We call it pillars, content pillars. You would like to call it content frameworks. That's fine as well. Okay, so you can even see here that we even use things like SG Business, Entrepreneur SG, SG Learning. Okay, maybe not SG Business, but this one for sure. We did use SG Business and things like that. Okay, and sometimes we want to appeal to insurance agents, so we always use insurance and property agents. So we always use these hashtags here, and of course, we would be talking specific content for them as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video has been helpful, do remember to give it a like, a thumbs up. If you have questions, remember to drop them below. If you'd like us to review your Instagram profile, do share with us your Instagram profile, whether it's a private message or anything. Just reach out to us, and happy to do Instagram audit and talk about things that we can all work on, improve on, kind of elevate our personal brand online. And I think that if we share a little bit more thoughtful and helpful content, it makes social media a better place rather than everyone coming and selling their products and services. So that is my belief, and I hope that today's video is insightful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.